So Jaire Alexander is on to his next chapter. I think a lot of Packers fans were mad at how the Packers did him dirty and handled the whole situation, while he still is a very valuable player. But now we know that he is off to Baltimore on a 1-year deal with a base salary of $4 million and that he can earn up to $2 million with incentives as well. Jaire chose to join the Ravens because of their championship aspirations and also the culture. And then we all know he is very close friends with Lamar Jackson, who had been actively recruiting him over the last few weeks on social media, but now we know it's a reality. The Ravens just got a huge addition for the defense, and I want to talk all about it. But first, before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 60,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe that we can get there super fast. Alright, so first things first, let's take a look at what type of player the Ravens are getting, even at age 28, which is still young, even though NFL primes are pretty short. His pedigree is packed. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler and 2-time second-team All-Pro, and he has had a career total of 12 interceptions, and Baltimore's secondary now boasts 5 former first-round picks in Marlon Humphrey, Nate Wiggins, and safeties Kyle Hamilton and Malachi Starks, and then of course Alexander, who they just added to the bunch. Jaire excels the most in man coverage, which is great for shadowing elite receivers. Humphrey, of course, brings a lot of playmaking to the table with 19 career interceptions, and he made the Pro Bowl in 2024. Hamilton anchors the back end with range and tackling. He had a career high 107 tackles in 2024 with 2 sacks and multiple passes defended. So while yes, Alexander with his health is a bit of a risk and was the reason Jaire immediately did not get swooped up, this feels like a no-lose situation for the Ravens because of the depth they have in the secondary. Obviously not everything is perfect, hence why the Ravens front office wanted to add to the secondary, but compared to league average, the Ravens definitely have a solid secondary overall, and this move might actually take them over the top. With Alexander as a true boundary corner, Humphrey in the slot, and Wiggins developing, Baltimore can flex coverage, man-on-man, double teams, or aggressive safety rotations. And then for Jaire, his college chemistry with Jackson extends leadership into the locker room and boosts morale. A quote that's never been said and probably will never be said in NFL history is, "We've got too many corners that can cover." I think that's a great problem to have. Really excited for that addition. The options are endless, Marlon Humphrey said about this situation. So let's take a look at the Ravens' outlook now and how they should manage this new situation. Alexander's snaps will be monitored. I think he will be in rotation with Wiggins and depth corners. I think it is very clear Baltimore is all in with chasing a Super Bowl. It really feels like a now or never situation. I'm not saying the Baltimore fan base is turning on Lamar, but people are definitely anxious for playoff success. In sum though, with this signing, Jaire Alexander brings elite talent, he will play instantly, and he plugs a key hole. It's a calculated gamble with upside, obviously health permitting. Alright, moving on. Now that we are kind of in dry season right now with training camp about a month away, and now that we really have a full sense for what this team looks like, let's break down the roster and what areas are strengths and weaknesses. At quarterback, obviously Lamar Jackson is the commander-in-chief. He brings a lot of valuable skill sets to this offense because we all know he is not just a mobile guy anymore. He has developed a top-notch touch on his passes, and his decision-making has improved year by year. And the Ravens also brought in an interesting backup in Cooper Rush, who most people know from Dallas. And I know nobody talks about backups, and you never want to see a scenario where your backup QB has to actually play, but Cooper Rush is an above-average backup. His skill sets are having high-level playmaking and game control. Moving on to running back, the Ravens this offseason committed to King Henry for pretty much the rest of his prime years in this league, and he kind of creates a really tough duo to stop in the backfield with Lamar because they both have different styles. Henry is a guy that will bulldoze forward and will run right over anyone. It takes 2 guys to take him down, and then Lamar is elusive. It's very hard to keep up with him and not get juked out, and when Lamar takes off running, he still can throw it too. Honestly, I would love to see the Ravens be more creative with this duo in 2025. I really think there is a lot of trick plays in the bag that they could pull off. Justice Hill and Keaton Mitchell also will be in the mix. They can provide speed and versatility in third down or rotational roles. I think Hill can be good in short yardage or goal line situations, and the better these two can perform, the less that Henry needs to be used and worn down throughout the regular season. Alright, now let's talk about this receiving core, because to me, it is just so interesting, consisting of Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, and DeAndre Hopkins. Hopkins is definitely on the back end of his career. I think he has more to offer than a guy like Odell did after getting passed around to a bunch of teams. Hopkins has always been a contested catch type of guy, but I think Flowers and Bateman are going to get majority of the workload, especially with Mark Andrews at tight end, who is going to be looking to rebound after how things ended last season. I mean, that was just brutal. You had to feel for the guy because he completely let down the team. He pretty much ruined the season single-handedly, but overall, he's still a great player, and I think he can make a big impact in 2025. Zay Flowers last season had 1,059 yards, reaching the 1,000 yard mark that pretty much determines if a receiver had a good season or not, assuming they stayed healthy and played in all the games. Rashad Bateman had 756 yards, but he had 9 touchdowns, which was a lot, very solid. And then DeAndre Hopkins had 610 yards with 5 touchdowns, and he got to the Super Bowl, which is still an accomplishment no matter what team it was for and how good they are. Another super important thing this coming season is going to be the offensive line. Right now, the projected starting lineup is Ronnie Stanley at left tackle, Andrew Voorhees at left guard, Tyler Linderbaum at center, Daniel Faulale at right guard, and then Roger Rosengarten at right tackle. Obviously, Ronnie is elite, and there are a lot of young quality upcoming guys, and really the most important thing is protecting Lamar even more than blocking for the run. And then I already kind of talked about the defense, but I really do think Jaire Alexander was such a huge addition. He had some very important depth on top of what he brings as a player. Even though a season is only 17 games, it's a long 17. It will tear you down. It's almost impossible for a completely healthy season. 2 or 3 guys are bound to get hurt, and there is going to be at least one season-ending injury. That is just the nature of the sport. Let's take a look at what John Harbaugh said in his press conference talking about this team's big Jaire Alexander addition.
The addition of Jaire Alexander, what kind of impact do you think?
Well, just really excited about it. I had a chance to sit down with him today, which was an awesome time, and he's excited to be here. We're excited to have him. He had been kind of behind the scenes in the works a little bit, and I know he wanted to be here, and we wanted him here. So for it to work out the way it did, made Lamar happy. I think it made everybody happy. It's just an opportunity to become a better team in that sense today. So we're really excited about it.
Is it just a coincidence that after Lamar said he wanted him here within hours?
It was good timing. It was good timing. Right. Well, I think the biggest thing is to try to put them in tough situations as much as we can. I mean, there's the idea of the repetition, and being able to replicate the swing. And Randy works in that with those guys all the time. They're down there and just putting the numbers up, and those are all charted and graphed and everything else. And then you get into the situations, and the team situation's one thing. Then the game scenarios are the next thing, where they have to run out and make it like a game.
That's really all I have to say for this video. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point. Let me know what you guys think about this edition in the comments below, and where you think the Ravens stand as a team compared to the rest of the league, as we are now about a month or so out from the start of training camp. Also, let me know what you would like to see next, and until then, I will see you guys later.